Story time. Now, I like hanging out with rock stars. Everybody wants to hang out with rock stars, but I've done it. And this is the first time it happened. This was my first real I want to go concert, okay? My mom wouldn't let me go to concerts because I get into fights with people a lot and I get into trouble a lot. So I would go to shows, but I would not go to concerts. I prefer to call them shows. Okay, it's a show. You're paying to see a show. Anyway, so my favorite artist of all time is always probably good. Well, besides this one dude I know, but Dax Riggs. All right, Acid Bath, Agents of Oblivion, Dax motherfucking Riggs. Okay, Dead Boy and the Elephant Man. Anyway, so he comes to St. Louis. Now I live in Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois, so ill. All right, and I had my license. I was 18. Okay. And I bought the ticket as soon as I heard about the show, which was pretty much the day it was announced, okay? Because I followed this shit closely. And it was a solo, because it was in 2008. And he switched over to doing mostly solo stuff in 2000-something. I don't know. I can't remember. Too many drugs and drinks. But, so, the night before the concert, I get my confirmation ticket in my email, and it says you have to be 21 and up to enter. I'm like, well, fuck. I can't make a fake ID this quickly. I can't go buy one because I don't know anybody who's slinging them. And nobody fucking looks like me except my cousins, and they're all underage except the boys. Alright? So, I decided to make a press pass. I have a Pentax K1000 camera, alright, because I did photography classes. And I was like, I'll just take the Pentax K1000, I'll wear it around my neck, and I'll make my fake press pass. So, I mean, I got that motherfucker somewhere. I'm not going to go digging for it. But it is pretty legit looking, alright? I laminated it, I did a watermark, I had a magazine, a small one. It had to be a small one because big ones wouldn't cover Dax at that time. I think maybe, but not. That's not really Dax's thing. It was High Carb Low Life was the zine. All right. So I researched High Carb Low Life, put my little black and white picture in it. It looked real professional because I had like a gray background. And it was black and white anyway, so it doesn't really matter what color the background was. But, so I had that, my name, but not my last name. If you're going to commit fraud, you gotta be smart about it. Anyway, and I drive up there. Alright, it's supposed to take like 2.5 hours to get to St. Louis from where I live. I'd make it in an hour and 15 minutes. I like to drive fast as fuck, okay? So I get up there, I just make a full fucking day of it. If you're going to go to STL, you got to make a full fucking day of it, at least. Okay? Went to eat, I went shopping at my favorite secondhand store, I went to the record shop, flirted with boys, flirted with girls. I had a blast, okay? Walked all over the city loop. And this was at Blueberry Hill, okay? Which is downtown Del Mar area. Alright, it's University City. Technically. It's near Wash U. And I have lots of fun stories from that area. So I buy these bright red cowboy boots. I'm strutting around, man. I go back to my car to drop off my haul of the day. So I've got like records and shit and clothes, and I like records and clothes. And I fucking lock my keys in my car. Alright? I'm like, well, fuck. That sucks ass. So I had, I don't know, like $40 on me. Go over to the locksmith. There's one just down the way from the parking garage where I was at. I'm like, hey, I locked my keys in my car. How much would you charge to open it up? He's like, well, usually. I don't want usually. I want how much you will charge. He's like, well, 25. It's supposed to be. I was like, I don't care what it's supposed to be. As long as it's not higher what you're charging me, that's all I care about. I've got my tits out and stuff, of course. And I was real cute at 18. Now I'm just mean looking. Whatever. Fuck you. Fight me. So, he goes and gets my keys out of my car. All right. I go get something to eat or whatever with my, last $15. Maybe I had a little more on me. And, I fucking locked my keys in my car again. I can't get a locksmith. So I go over to the venue, and it's about time for doors to open. Well, they got a payphone. So I take out my change. I call my mama. Sorry, mama. I love you. You're going to be real mad when you hear this story. You're going to be real mad because I ain't never told you about this. Oh, somebody's walking by looking at the weird house like, what the fuck happened there? Anyway. So, yeah. Call my mama. And the bartender's real cute. And he's already told me I'm not letting you in without an ID. I start talking to my mom. And we fight like fucking crazy, man. Like, sometimes straight up fist fights, okay? No more. If she does that shit, if I start that shit, somebody's going to jail. We're not doing that. Okay. So I'm screaming at her on the phone. You mean to tell me I drove all the fucking way up here? I lost my ID. I didn't lose my ID. I was just 18. And I fucking locked my keys in my car twice. And you're not going to come fucking help me out with the spare key you got. What? Where's the spare key I fucking put under your car, you stupid bitch? Well, it fell off because I was driving 100 miles per hour down the interstate. Alright, so he hears all this. And I have to call my counselor at the time, who was not a very professional counselor. Tell her what's going on. I start screaming at her. Well, it wasn't screaming. I yell at people, but I'm not really yelling at them. I'm just yelling because I like to yell, okay? I like to yell. Yelling's fun. He hears all this. He fucking signals me, all right? I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go pee. I hang up the phone. He goes to the back. Swoop. Straight through the fucking door. There's another set of people there. Okay? And they're like, we need to see your ID, please. I'm like, well, my ID is locked in my car. He's like, well, how'd you get in? I was like, my press pass. He's like, all right, well, let's see your press pass. So I flip out a fake press pass. He's like, okay, go on in. So I go in, and I end up meeting the opening band, meeting Dax, and sitting on stage, smoking cigarettes the entire fucking show, drinking free beer, because I was press. I got drunk as fuck, alright? Best show of my life. I mean, just like, that show. No, I don't know if that's the best show, because I've seen a lot of really good shows. I love concerts. But, it was a real good show. It was, like, the highlight of my life at that point, I guess is what I should say. And I got to hug Dax, and I was like, you don't know how much this just changed my fucking life. So my mom meets me. She's mad, man. She was so fucking mad. We go to my car in the parking garage. She gives me the spare key. I go to put something in the back seat and realize that the door was unlocked the whole fucking time. Story doesn't end there, though. I did not tell her. That's what she's going to be mad if she sees this. She's going to be so pissed. But she knows better than to check my social media shit. And we've gotten into fights about that, too. So, I'm drunk, all right? And she's like, you okay to drive? And I'm like, well, I guess I have to be. I'm thinking that in my head. So I'm just like, yeah, mama. Let me see you walk a straight line. Well, I can walk a straight line whenever I'm chugging a gallon of whiskey, all right? So I walk the straight line. We get in the car. She's like, let's go get something to eat at the IHOP. I'm like, okay, we'll go to the IHOP. Well, the IHOP is on the Illinois side. We go to the Illinois side. Illinois. And, drunk, underage, just got out of the car. Walk in, table full of sheriffs. So I'm like, hey, officers, thanks for your service. Go sit and eat, go home. Never got caught.